Hello everyone. It's James again. And today I want to elaborate on my last video, where you can find a link for it in the description box below. Entitled, What's the relationship between narcissistic abuse and hypergamy? And in this video I felt like I was very descriptive about what I was talking about regarding the poisoning and brainwashing that happens to all of us in this world. And the specific brainwashing that happens to women, which sadly teaches the average woman to be, sorry to say it, ruthless when dealing with an average man. And how what is being taught to women, by the way of magazines, women's articles, television, movies, and music is nothing but narcissism. And how to narcissistically abuse a man. Now here's the thing. I think and believe most if not all of you got the message. But there is always going to be a few that will say the opposite just to confuse the message that is presented. I think the video was very clear in the message it conveyed. So what I'm going to say right now isn't for those that tried to debunk or talk against what I was saying. It's for those that have an ear to hear and a mind to think. It's to reinforce to those they are under attack at all times by those that want to bring you down. And for you to think that it was all your idea. This covered way of mixing up your mind is what true narcissistic abuse is. And it happens in our everyday life. Even in the comments sections of many videos that are online. So sometimes messages need to be revisited and talked about a few different times to drive the point home. Here's a great example of this. You see, there's nothing wrong with a woman looking for a good man that can provide well. However, what is being taught to women as soon as they can walk and talk is to not only look for a man with resources, but to steal his resources from him and leave him in the dust. You see, most people don't really have a problem with a woman looking for a man of means, or a man with a job, or a man with a good job. The problem many are having is time after time, these men, and to the ladies out there, your sons, your grandsons, and your nephews, are having their money, assets, property, children, and good name stolen. And this theft is protected by the court system. What I would like you to do is go to your nearest newsstand and pick up a woman's magazine. And see how they are jam-packed and full of articles on how to trick a man to buy you things. Or how to trick a man into marriage. Then look at all of the stories of women using online dating to get free dinners every night with no real interest in dating the men they are leading on for a free meal. And as I mentioned in the previous video, this isn't secluded to just the 10 out of 10 really attractive women. You have women that are considered obese that are now able to use these tricks and methods on men. And the fact is they always had this and did use these tricks. But it's gone to a new level. Here's something to think about. An average-looking woman can place an ad on a dating website. And within a day she has 100 messages. But think about it. Before these websites were even available, before they were even a thought, this same average woman would never imagine she would get approached by 100 men a day. Now don't get things confused. Even the most average woman would still get approached at work and other areas of her life, and can do dirt just like a good-looking woman can. But getting over 100 options a day does something to the ego of any woman, especially if she's normally not the good-looking type. Now on the other side of the spectrum, you can take a man that has 10 out of 10 looks for himself. No, he's not shirtless. No, he's not holding up a bottle of booze. Because I know there's a lot of that out there. Just like there's a lot of the horrible women's ads. But in this instance you have a classy-looking guy, handsome in all areas, and would even be considered very attractive. He can place his ad and won't get one message. Not one. And at most he might get 5 messages a year. Meaning women on their own messaging him. And if he actively messages women, he might get a response 2 or 3 times a month. Responses that usually go nowhere. They talk a few minutes and then she ghosts, never to reply back. However, if a man, no matter if he's good looking or ugly, has pictures of him behind the wheel of a Bentley or a brand new Porsche, or in front of $1 million house, or in a big kitchen with marble everywhere, and he puts on his profile his income, because there's an income spot you can either leave blank or fill out. And if it's filled out, he makes over $100,000 a year. Guess what happens? Women by the droves on their own free will message this man without him messaging them first. Now, are these women simply looking for the best suitor that can provide a secure life for them? No. No, these women aren't messaging this man they know nothing about because they want to be good to him and faithful in exchange for him providing a secure lifestyle. These women are messaging this man because they see he has resources they can steal and take for themselves and leave him in the dust. This is the big problem that is going on in our society, and I'm going to tell you something, ladies. When you see other ladies defend this mess, flee from them. Get away from them as fast as you can, because they are only going to drag you down to hell. Because women that say, "Oh, men do this and that," when clearly they know that I speak about such things. I truly believe that narcissism, or evil is another way to say it, has no gender. And furthermore, how can you get clear numbers for who's most likely to be a narcissist or not when it's openly said? Those with such problems rarely, if ever, seek out treatment. Some do, but it's rare. And actually, upcoming, I will be doing a video covering someone that's in the spectrum of being a psychopath getting diagnosed. And you actually get to witness narcissistic injury on camera. It's amazing. That being said, this person I will be talking about later, just like most that are diagnosed with such a problem, are in jail. Most men and women that have narcissism, or are sociopaths, or psychopaths, don't run around looking for a cure. They see their problem as a non-problem. They see it as an asset. They see you, the good, kind-hearted person, as a weakling. So when someone comes out with that, well, more men have it than women. It's complete and utter nonsense. It's not a real number. Unlike 70% or more women file for divorces, and 90% or more women get custody of their children. Now, these are hard numbers. These are numbers that can be measured by paperwork filed. And these documents and filing types can be counted. It's a big difference in trying to get a feel for how many of a gender versus another gender has a personality disorder. A disorder most don't seek help for. So don't fall for that when you read such comments. Keep your mind clear and know what you see. And know what you observe. Ask yourself, why is there article after article on how to trick men? Why aren't there methods and teachings on how to be good to men? Because the goal is to take a man for everything he has. Come on. Let's talk openly and honestly. How many times have you heard, "Oh, she's going to take him for everything he has," or "she's going to take him to the cleaners"? Now think to yourself. How many times have you heard this in reference when a man is breaking up from a woman he's dating or married to? That's right, you never hear it. Now, does that mean it doesn't happen? We know it happens. There are good women that get taken by narcissist men all the time. The difference is our society doesn't teach men how to rip off women, like it teaches women how to rip off men. As I mentioned before, feminists don't care about you good women. They think you're stupid. They think if you didn't use their crooked template they wrote on how to take a man for everything he has, and you ended up with the short end of the stick, that's your own fault. They have no sympathy or empathy for you at all. Feminists created and made the system for evil and crooked purposes. And the women that wants to use it can. And those that don't use it to their advantage. Feminists see you as morons. Again, there's a big difference between a woman looking for a man that has resources, a good man of faith and honor that has resources, and a woman seeking out a man like this, to use the tricks of the narcissist on him, to lie, trick, and manipulate. and destroy this good man, taking every dime he's ever worked for, taking his children, turning these children against their father, and ruining their minds so they can't have a successful life when they are older. But sadly, this is what is being openly taught in our society. There's only a few families here and there that make sure their children, both male and female, know that what they see on TV is garbage, and how they are to conduct themselves in the world, and how they are to conduct themselves when they end up in an adult relationship. But again, such parents that rear their children in such a way are rare. Now, all that being said, though evil knows no gender, because of feminists controlling every pulse point of our society, it gives women that have this problem to have a wider playing field to do their evil and have it go unchecked or dealt with. And because of this, it's creating a lopsided balance in our society. Also, women that are good women but are just brainwashed have a wider playing field as well to do such evil and have it go unchecked. Think about it for a moment. Women on dating websites. Women that might be overweight or average can get up to 100 messages a day. What does that tell you? Men being cuckolds has become a normal thing in our society. You have this woman, maybe a so-called good woman, that is getting drunk with all of this new power and attention. Power she just can't help herself with. She takes a good man she meets there and turns him into a cuckold. She's dating him, but behind his back she's dating 10 or 15 other men and has slept with 100 before that. And this good man is expected to jump through every single hoop society has placed in front of him. He can't be a jealous man. And he has to accept she has male friends. Because this is pounded into men's brains over and over. Even though these are friends she's sleeping with, he has to pay for this and that. He has to court her and take her here and there. He has to buy her a ring. He has to get a house for them to stay in. Now, what would you call a man that is dealing with a woman that has 100 men a day talking to her? And he's just jumping through hoop after hoop with this woman, and he's put his entire life on the back burner. I have news for you. This is a cuckold. And I'm sorry to say, this is the normal relationship now. And I know. Men can be dirty, nasty pigs. I know. But think for a second. Men don't have an entire system that not only promotes but help protect them and their pig-like behavior. But women do. Women do. And this system does its best to get its clutches into every good woman it can and to drag her into this horrible way of life. I want you to hear something. It's from the Bible. The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verses 25 through 28. I applied mine heart to know, and to search, and to seek out wisdom, and the reason of things, and to know the wickedness of folly, even of foolishness and madness. And I find more bitter than death the woman, whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands, whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one, to find out the account. Which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. Now to all of you Christian women, think about what is being said here. Yes, there are going to be thousands of evil men. But you can find one good one here and there. But as far as women, not one good woman can be found. I didn't say it. It's in the Bible. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the Most High. Now what you need to do is examine why this is being said and apply it to life today. Everything, and I mean everything that surrounds women today, is aimed to ruin them and turn them into beings that look to have one mission. And that's to take down as many men as they can. And take their stuff while doing it. And if that weren't the case, why are there laws and society rules in place that allows this to happen? Why do we see so many grown women that are raping their students instead of teaching them? But society still claims men are the real rapists. Why is it that in most cases, not all, but most, women in divorces get most of the marital assets? while the man is sleeping in a studio apartment somewhere eating top ramen. Just barely trying to figure out a way to survive what's going on. Why is it there are more women that have custody of shared children, when they might not be the best fit to have custody? All of this is set up this way because those that control this world set it up this way just to see you fall. They twisted things around to take the macho strongness out of your sons and men. And they surround women with pure and utter evil on how to take down a man. And the Bible is littered with stories like this. And that was a time in the world where men so-called ruled. But you had the great Joseph or Yosef, the prince of Egypt, accused of raping Potiphar's wife while Yosef was a slave in Egypt. And I don't want to go too deep into the story now, as I want to talk about it later. But Potiphar basically knew what his wife was up to, and believed Yosef. But he still had to punish Yosef to make it look like he wasn't a cuckold himself, and save face with his people. Yosef wasn't put to death, though it very easily could have happened back then. But Potiphar knew better and spared Yosef because he believed Yosef over his own wife. Now I want that to sink in a minute. 1. The words of a woman almost had one of the most mightiest and brightest and godliest men killed. But also this woman thought it was quite okay to do this. You have to ask yourself, how many other men did she do this to? How many? But now fast forward to today. And think about what's going on. And think about what's said in the Bible. Which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not, one man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. And while those words loudly ring in your head, watch TV. Go read a woman's magazine. And go see a so-called chick flick movie. And you will get it. You will clearly understand what's going on. Those that run this world want to see you destroy the mighty men of this earth. Men that have a spirit like David. Men that might turn out to be a great leader someday. They want you to destroy them, emasculate them, and ruin them, using their laws and societal rules, so they don't have to get their hands dirty. Think about how crazy that is. They can set the rules of society through movies, TV, and literature, and just sit back with popcorn and watch you ladies destroy yourself and take your children, and the men you created those children with, down to hell. That's the goal. That's the goal. And I wasn't going to mention this right now, but I might touch on it for a moment. I was asked by a subscriber about others on YouTube talking about, would we make it through another world war due to what's being done to the men and women in this world, especially Western societies? And the answer is no. And there are other countries I'm sure licking their chops when they look at us in our weakened state. Because all of our manly men, all of our Davids are almost gone. There are a few of us still around, but the numbers are getting less and less and less. And the heat of how messed up things are right now is getting turned up on high. This stuff is being done on purpose. And you have to wake up. Don't let crazy comments on a video delay or mess up your ability to see the truth. Because that's all they want. They want you to continue on the negative course you've been going on, instead of waking up completely and realizing everything you've been told is a lie. Remember, the Most High God can make anyone He wants rich, and He can make anyone He wants poor at the drop of a hat. What women need to be looking for is character and faith in a man. Does he love the Most High? Does he fear the Most High? And is he hard-working? Is he working to better himself? And men look at the character of the woman. But remember the lesson from Samson. Never give up your strength. Never. 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 To those of you that enjoy and watch my videos, I thank you. I sincerely thank you for your time and your viewership. I just wish this message to continue to spread so we can get off of this evil merry-go-round that leads nowhere. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And click the little bell so you get notified each time I upload new content. And share this and my other videos. and other content creators' videos you like everywhere you can. It's my hope these videos will give both men and women something to think about and reflect on. Because like I always say, knowledge and wisdom is power. The more we know, the more we can lead happy and healthy lives. Until next time. Bye for now. And be good to yourself.